2012 though, so
Been a while.
it's been a while.
Luke Harper is currently sitting next to Eric Rowan on the sidelines.
Sort of.
He's got a cast on his left hand, and we don't know how. How or
Well,
why.
You know what that means.
Well,
Just jacking it.
Jason Jordan's still making strides on his neck surgery, but damn, it's been a while.
That was right before WrestleMania, right? So,
Yeah.
well, it's his neck.
Well, it's his neck, so a year would make sense. I've been hearing rumors that he might be a surprise entrant in this year's Rumble as a comeback, so... And Rumble's usually a good...
Unfortunately.
Rumble's usually a good way to do a return because you don't really have to bump heavily. You just got to take the bump outside the ring.
The one bump.
The one bump, yeah. So not that difficult to do, and you can take that very safely if you know what the hell you're doing.
You can pussy out that so hard.
yeah, you can jump over the ropes, land on the apron, and somebody could just bump you off.
And someone can hit you, and then you can land on your ass on the apron, and then they can hit you again, and you can just step your foot on the ground.
My favorite was Cornette's elimination from the Gimmick Battle Royal, where he was talking about it. He's like, I said to Hillbilly Jim, like, easy does it now. And he's like, oh, don't worry, baby, I got you. He's like, man, it was as easy as falling into bed at night. Yeah, that's the other thing. If the person eliminating you protects you, then getting eliminated from a battle royal is not hard. I'm actually confident I could pull it off, even though my back problems will not allow me to bump. So,
but given the right circumstances.
Given the right circumstances,
big farm boy helping you out.
Yeah, given the right circumstances, I would bump for a show, but I really shouldn't. Nor do I really have any interest to, because I haven't actually worked in a while. So, and it's been even long. In the last couple of times I worked, I was just a ring announcer. When I was a ref, I didn't take any bumps because I didn't need to.
Right.
There was no need for and they wouldn't have put me in a ref bump match anyway, because that would have been too advanced for me at the time. Because I was the rook ref. I was the rookie.
Guys, go over there and kill him.
My favorite was my first match I ever refed was a freaking battle royal. I'm like, well, this is challenging. But
all you gotta do is stand outside and go, yep.
Yep. And you know which corner I got to cover? The one closest to the entrance ramp, so it's not like I even had to go anywhere. Hulk Hogan, banned from WWE again. They just want the crown jewel stuff to blow over, and then maybe he'll be allowed to be mentioned again. Well, that was fast.
Supposedly it was, they were directed almost immediately to okay, nothing on the website, no talking about it, just blow it over like it didn't happen.
Cody is currently injured, unfortunately. He's having a knee issue. They're going to do an MRI to determine the level of damage, but he has been pulled from all his upcoming shows.
Yeah, they're saying there's nothing that they've seen that's actually wrong. It's just that his patella is just hurts like a motherfucker or something like that.
Well, maybe he can just brace that crap so he can work Wrestle Kingdom.
I don't suspect that there was any way he was going to miss Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why he pulled out of all the matches that he could now, so that he has a month and a half to rest. Because that's probably his biggest payday of the year.
Also, that's also a big blow off, right? Because we're considering that 5 guys are leaving.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then, of course, if you guys check out the upcoming Ring of Honor show Fallout, you will see the debut of CMLL star Rush. So there you go. Follow
Who
that.
is one of the founding members of De Japón. Or Los Ingobernables, I should say, not De Japón.
Not De Japón. De Mexico.
De Mexico.
Last piece of news before we move on here. The leukemia treatment has begun for Roman Reigns. Of course, we all wish him the best. Obviously, no time frame for the return, but minimum 18 months to 2 years, which is pretty typical for that kind of treatment. So,
remember, it's in his blood, so it's in his entire body.
Yeah. So Roman Reigns, most likely we will see him again wrestling in 2021.
That would be most likely.
Time for 7 more main events at WrestleMania.
Hey, but hey, we do wish him the best, and even though we may not be fans of the character, all respect to the individual.
Agreed.
So, Roman, get well soon. Club Kayfabe WrestleTalk's got your back, brother. We got your back, brother.
And Superman punch cancer right in his face.
We would talk about Lucha Underground, but we can't.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, in our show notes, Glenn actually told me to cry. Well, music faded.
It's not right. It's not fair.
I know. I want Lucha Underground back so bad because it's the best friggin' wrestling show. It's my...
Weekly.
I even like it more than New Japan. Lucha was my favorite thing. It sucks that I can't watch it right now. Oh, I can. I can watch old episodes, but I want more Lucha.
I can't say that I like it more than New Japan shows, but I do.
It is the best weekly by far.
It is the best weekly.
Oh, absolutely. It's so damn entertaining. And...
I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'll call it the best. NXT is right there, too.
The only thing with NXT is that most of NXT now is just done to build takeovers.
Well, yes. And NXT UK has been awesome.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen much of it, but what I have seen, British Strong Style is amazing.
They've been putting up 2 episodes a week now, trying to get caught up, because I think they're trying to fast track so that they can start putting on...
So they can actually... Yeah, so they can start... Well, it would make sense to have some UK matches on their takeover specials, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think so.
So you get 2 hours of NXT UK every week.
All right, guys. For new listeners, we do have a Patreon if you guys would like to contribute. We do have the tiers listed. For the $5 tiers, you guys can grab a shout-out on the show, just like Andrew Whitaker does, so shout-out to him. For $10, you guys are entitled to your own segment on the show, as Jeff Trelowitz and Jay Winger do. Now, Jeff has chosen to retire his segment for the time being, so we will be just sticking with Jay's segment for the time being, but of course, you still get the shout-out. And
have to pay respects.
Yes, have to pay respects. And of course, if you're in the $20 tier, like Glenn is, you get to come on and host. So Glenn cashes in all the time, because he's, the co-host.
For the rest of you, it's occasional guest host.
Occasional guest host, yes, because of course you do have to abide by our schedule. Although our schedule is relatively consistent.
For the most part.
Pretty much, it's only one day in an evening, the other day in the morning, early afternoon, and very rarely does that fluctuate. Of course, we're currently recording on a Friday afternoon, but that's just because I was off work. And this also, surprise for you guys, who you've already had the surprise ruined by this point, because you were just like, oh crap, the new episode dropped. So thank you to our patrons. Of course, if you guys want to join, the link is patreon.com/Club Kayfabe. Link in the description. If you can't do a monthly donation, our PayPal is clubkayfabe@gmail.com. And for a one-time donation, we are more than happy to put some content on the show just for you. You can discuss that with me.
A few months ago, and that got the microphone.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
For your boy.
So thank you guys for that. And of course, if you can't afford to donate, that's perfectly acceptable too. We understand. But it doesn't cost anything to share the link and get the listenership out there. So click that share button, get us on all your favorite social media sites. And the bigger this community grows, the more it's going to mean for you guys. And of course, please like and share the Club Kayfabe Creative Community on the Facebook. Check out all kinds of great shows, including Blake Riley's other content. Blake and Sal show, which he does with my buddy Sal Costa, and Clark's Minute, also part of the Filling the Void podcast network. And please check out new episodes of MDX Podcast now back. Jeff Trelowitz's Cinefan podcast. There's tons more content. Of course, Matt Hardman does Politically Incorrect Racing podcast, and Jason
There's
Shin,
more than just
Jay Bunny's.
podcasts.
Yep, Jay Bunny's Music Hub. And if you guys are into artists, Bindman Art from my buddy Brian is part of it. And, of course, our unofficial cosplay model, Heather Quinn, of Heather Quinn Cosplay. And streamers, I didn't forget. Streamers, Dan does Club Kayfabe, or CKCW, Club Kayfabe Community Wrestling, which he streams via Fire Pro. And I'm streaming the CKCC Web Wrestling, which is a lot of letters, using WWE 2K19. Plus, of course,
the show on Thanksgiving.
Yes. Check that stuff out, guys, and thank you all for your continued support. Now, let's move on to Jay Winger's Positivity Zone. I want to talk about blogging. This is going to be another cheap plug for all of our new listeners out there. I am working really hard again, getting my blog stuff back out there. I haven't written anything since last October 13th of October. I dropped the Friday the 13th ranking blog on Friday the 13th. But I am working. It's comily17.wordpress.com. I'm trying to drop some new content and all the other fun giggity stuff that goes with that. I am working. The next project I'm going to drop is my Disney ranking project, which has been in the works for a while. It's also been very well anticipated. A lot of my readers want me to do it and get it done and get it out there, so I am doing that. That's my promise to you guys, is I'm going to get that out there for you next. I'm going to rank the 56th Disney animated movies. The Disney Studios, not Disney Toon Studios, the actual animation studio. Disney Toon, unfortunately, has a lot of crap, because they do all the unwanted straight-to-video sequels, and I just don't have it in me to review all of that. But that's going to be the next project. I'm sticking with 56. I'm not putting Ralph Breaks the Internet on there until that comes out on home video release and I get a chance to do the proper review. But I'm always trying to put new content up there. I'm going to try to keep it at the once a month. I've been really slacking with that, and I'm going to get that back up for you guys. So I wanted to put that in Positivity Zone because I've got all the projects coming up, and I'm going to start doing a whole bunch of movie series reviews for 2019 specifically. I'm going to do the Pixar stuff. That's been a request. I'm going to honor that one next. I've already started it. And then I'm going to do the Star Wars project. That's going to involve 14 movies. Yes, I'm doing the holiday special and the Ewok films. So get ready, guys.
Yeah.
I don't have all the not all the positives to say there, but
I realized I haven't written a blog since May 10th when I did my top 5 MCU movies.
So there's the shout out there. And of course, I've gotten a couple of other requests to do stuff. I know Glenn wants to do his review of Nightmare on Elm Street at some point.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get that series, and I'm gonna do a couple of different series. I'm gonna do Harry Potter, Rocky. Of course, I'm gonna revisit the James Bond series.
Hey, when you do Rocky, make sure you include the Creed movies.
Oh, that's the plan. That's actually why I wanted to do that, because you got the 6 Rocky movies, and I'm gonna add the 2 Creed movies, so I'll have some good sustenance there to work with. It's been requested to try and tackle DreamWorks. I'm going to attempt it, but I'm not making any promises on that one. That's a lot of content, and that's...
Bitch, they put out like 3 movies a year.
Yeah, that's that is quantity over quality, unlike Pixar. So, in reality, even the worst... I've seen all the Pixar movies except for one, which is Good Dinosaur, as of this recording, because I have finally seen Coco. And the only Pixar movie that I truly don't like, I still like to some degree. And I'm not going to say what it is because that's a spoiler, but if you look up worst Pixar movie and you see this title come up, you're probably correct. In fact, hold on. I just Googled worst Pixar movie, and let's see, is it? No, it actually there's a bunch of ranking lists, but do they all cite it? Oh yeah, first link I clicked, worst movie is my pick. So it's not that hard to figure out, but I still can say positive things about it. So please check out the blog. I love my blogging. I promise to do it more. I'm gonna get that Disney project done before year's end. It'll just be 56. I'll stick with the other stuff, and then I